This is about to be one of the quickest little. Okay, it's not. I'm a yapper. I know. I admit it. I was about to lie to y'all just that quickly. But see how easy it is to lie? I see why the elected president does it so easily. It's just like a lie rolls off the tongue so smooth, and then the truth just be hiding right behind it. Like, bro, what you doing? Anyways, I just wanted to talk about something I was really thinking about. It's really kind of weighing on me. I just watched video of her beauty routine. Ellen Blackwell, if you don't know her. I just watched her video that she posted of her beauty routine. Like, I'm kind of really missing it. I'm missing it when I used to really actually put effort into my physical appearance. Not necessarily doing it for the right reasons back at the time because I was a very insecure girl and I wanted people to see me as beautiful. Now I'm more so wanting to put that energy back into myself because I'm older and I'm realizing I'm kind of neglecting myself in a way by not putting that energy into me, by not pouring that energy into me. And not just because I want to be seen as beautiful, but more so because I want to feel beautiful. Like having that like crazy beauty routine that some people do when they're not doing it out of that self hate or that feeling of needing a certain type of external validation, when they're kind of more just so doing it because these are bothering me. They're not just doing it because they want that attention, but they're doing it more so they can feel good from in on out. Like I was thinking about it because it there was a point of time. I'm dark skinned. I used to only wear jeans and long socks, so I would literally just not lotion my legs. Legs would be under there dry and crackling. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't give a fuck. So now, today, I'm like, wow, that was me back then because me back then didn't really feel the need to truly take care of my skin because what's the point? No one's gonna see it. Now, I be lotioning these legs up. I don't shave really anymore because I kind of like it hairy. Um, most more often than not, I like to keep my legs hairy until summertime. Then it began too hot for me. I realized like I moisturize my legs now. That is not me doing it out of the need for wanting validation, but me doing it because I love myself and I love my legs and I don't want my legs to be dry and crackling and I don't want them to be itchy and scratchy like how they are when you moisturize. And that's one of the best parts about going through a self love journey is realizing a lot of the things you did while they may have been with kind of like ish intentions, you were doing it underlying. I was doing it for the right reasons. Even if those reasons kind of did lead back to me wanting validation, underlying, I did it because I wanted to feel good and I wanted to look pretty, or I wanted to look good and I wanted to feel pretty. So either way, I did it for a reason that, and it kind of just built up from there, built up from there. So now I'm realizing, reflecting myself, and I realized it most because I'm currently in a relationship, and when I talk to my queen, I'm just like realizing that inside I'm feeling such a deep insecurity, and my OCD has been more triggered in the past like 3 years than my entire life. And when I tell you that OCD started as early as I can remember, the obsessive thoughts started when I was about 4 years old. And that's just what I can remember. I used to literally count the ceiling tiles, and when I would stop, I would be so internally panicked. But I was also dealing with a lot of traumas, mostly little t traumas at the time, where I'm just like, you can't show this emotion because, growing up, sometimes black parents, they will put a sort of the way that they feel that this that you're supposed to be raised, that right way, because that is all they know, and that is all their parents knew, and that is all their parents knew, and so on and so forth. And they bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. I'm a curse breaker. A lot of the stuff I do, I am a curse breaker. I'm not doing it no more. It's not me. I can't. I'm not bringing that forth with me. So, knowing that back then, as young as 4 years old, I was having these obsessive thoughts, and then now being with my girlfriend, and then also realizing the past like year or two, I've been having really bad triggered OCD because I went through really, really bad depressive episodes. My longest depressive episode, let me see, it lasted. Time really does fly when you're depressed. And I'm not just saying that as like a silly little Pinterest quote, but as like a as like a way to say that I was in a depressive episode, deep depressive episode for about 8 to 9 months. That's damn near an entire year where I spent it being depressed and miserable and guarded and isolated and feeling like my heart was gonna fall out of my asshole because of how depressed I was feeling. So yeah, like I really did feel like, damn, like life is not doing nothing but kicking my ass, and it spiraled from there. So even though I got into this relationship not so much at a really low point, but at a point where I kind of had a break from my mind, and I got into it straight out of vacation. So, you riding that vacation high, even though I'm also a huge agoraphobe and I can't stand to be outside. That vacation really opened my eyes to the rest of the world, and it really opened my eyes to a lot of things that I had kind of been missing. And meeting my queen, right after that had it kind of like shifted something in my mind. I'm not gonna lie, and it made me really realize, like, hey, hmm, you for talking to myself, I be looking at myself, I'm like, damn, but you bad as fuck. You cute. You are so cute. You are pretty as hell. Why the hell you be talking to yourself like that? I don't know. Next question. So, coming to those types of realizations after actually being in a relationship, and it's such a new relationship too, and kind of falling into this like puddle of love and being uplifted by someone who only wants the best for you, and uplifting someone in return because you give the love you want to receive, and I give love hard, and I receive it so deeply and so much, and I'm quite blessed. That's literally the only way I can describe it. When I think of my girlfriend, I just feel blessed because she really is. She is. There are no words. Like, she is my heaven on earth. She she is my flower field that I'm running through in my fantasies. That is her. When I think of her, my heart starts pounding because she makes me nervous, but at the same time, like, I love it. I possessed by fine shit. Like, I'm in love. I'm in love with you. And I'm sorry. And being one who loves hard and loves deeply, even though I am in a very new relationship, and feeling that love and being able to express that love has really helped me to open my eyes and see that I have not been affirming myself in the way that I should have been. And to that, I just have to I just hold myself sometimes and I just say I'm sorry. And I touch myself and I say I'm sorry. I look at myself in my reflection and I say I'm sorry because I have not been giving myself the love and attention and devotion, the devotion that I deserve. And you can say, oh, that's egotistical, you don't deserve that, the only person, blah, 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 blah. It's okay. Like, if you don't think you deserve devotion, that is your prerogative. I do, especially for myself. And I haven't been giving myself that which I crave. I had craved internally from myself and sometimes even from others because, yeah, of course, a lot of us always, we do want to be recognized for our power, for our truth, for what we have, and for what we look like, and for how we present, and for this and for that, da 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 da. But for the most part, I want to be recognized all of that and more through my own eyes. I want to be recognized by myself, for myself, if that even makes sense. Like the way people, the way a tech bro looks at a man like Elon Musk, and they want to be that. I want that for myself. I want to be able to look at myself and be like, wow, like her, straight up growling like Dochi in the mirror, just like her. Like I need that. Um, so when I come back into my own, and when I think of how it would feel to come back into my own, I really, really just think and imagine the confidence it takes, something so brave and so radical as loving yourself in this patriarchal, racist, misogynist society. And if you're like, oh, no, 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 it's not radical, it is. It is a radical thing to have me, especially as a dark skinned black woman, doing everything I can to build up that self love because I had been beaten, beaten, beaten down. I had realized I spent so much time trying to be humble when the world was already humbling me. I spent so much time trying to humble someone who had already been humbled to the nth degree. And I don't know why. Look at me now because my glasses are off. I look like balloony, but I feel like a goddess, like being blessed by all things good and pure and true. Although I am mortal, I feel like a mortal blessed by the spirits of Athena and Aphrodite and Persephone, filling me with strength and love and the ability to grow and change and go through the seasons and flow. I feel that deep within me, and I had not been giving myself the flowers and the snaps and the credit that I fully believe that I deserve. And you know what? Sometimes we don't always give ourselves that credit because we are living our lives looking through our avatar. Like when I go through the world, I don't see my face constantly. The only things I ever really see are my hands. I see hands. I am literally in an RPG first person first person player. Like I'm doing this shit for real. So when I see myself and the only thing I can do is pour into that, devote my attention to that. You raise me up. And I know I'm whispering my grandma's next room and I don't want to wake her because even though she's like frail, she still scares me for some reason because she is literally my biggest inspiration. And let me see if I can find a picture. This is off. My grandma is the woman that I feel like I kind of got all of this confidence from. I'm literally filled with a family full of like the thing that describes my family. And I've seen this on TikTok the other day, and it's been ringing through my head. What describes my family constantly, like over and over and over? Fine shit throwing fits. I literally come from a long line of baddies, and I have been holding it in. And for the sake of sounding humble and for the sake of not feeling like an egoist, I've been holding all of that in because I didn't want to feel or be seen as overinflated. It just made myself really gag, thinking I feel like I was overinflating my ego. What the fuck does that even mean for someone who has had such an intense humbling? I felt for years that I did not deserve food or love from my parents or kindness from strangers simply because of how I looked, simply because of how I felt about myself, simply because of how I knew a majority of society saw me. Because there are very few people that will ever truly see. Now, I'm at the point where I have accepted that. Like, it's okay. The majority of people will not ever see. Think of that. The majority of people are not going to look at you and be able to see into your soul, into the depths of your being, because the majority of people are not woke. The majority of people are not awake. It. You're walking around, people they're doing the same shit like clockwork. They get cheated on, they go back. They get beat up, they go back. They find shit had a baby on them, they go back. They repeat toxic cycles. They get addicted to something and they keep doing it over and over and over again. But why? Maybe it's because they haven't been humbled. Maybe it's because they haven't been humbled enough that they have gotten to the lowest point where the only thing they could do was crawl their way back. Or maybe it's because that is just simply how a lot of society operates, and I just have to be okay with that. I had to realize quite a while ago that the things that I see in myself are sometimes things that no other being would ever be able to see in me. I am the one that took the time to map the inner workings of my soul. Me. I did that. I am the one who seeked, who sought out the help that I needed to get me to this point. And now it is once again me continuing this journey step by step to get to exactly where I want to get. Because guess what? I am the only one that is going to walk in this vessel. I am the only one that is going to walk in these size 11 feet. Me. And I will be damned. This world continued to fucking humble me. Why do I need to be humbled? Even when I think of it, like when the person that I once knew, I used to like them, I guess. not like in a romantic way, but in a need for validation type of way. And that person, I once called myself like pretty or beautiful or something around them, and they said, like, you're so conceited. They negged me down and they kind of wore me down to a little nub and humbled me, humbled me. And I didn't see that until I actually got out of my bubble and got out of that little tight spot that I was in, and for me to realize, like, wow, if I let him humble me, I have to let everybody humble me. If I let this person who I now quite literally see as beneath me, if I let them humble me, what does that say about me? It it shows a weakness that I am not yet ready to confront, for one. For two, it lets me know that I don't really stand on my shit like I should. And the air conditioner's on, so I'm gonna have to talk a little bit louder. But truly, that is all I have to say. Um, it literally took me like four, no, less than that. I finished the Poppy War in like 3 days. Literally. Finished the Poppy War in like 3 days. And I read through that book so feverishly and with a determination that I have not ever like truly seen in myself, that it shook me a little bit and kind of woke me up. Kind of felt like spirit took me and grabbed me by the shoulders and shook me like a stepdad mad at a newborn. Shook me. And when I say that book really opened my eyes to things that I had not yet been ready to confront, but had to confront. Not ready for it, but I had to. Because, whew, yo, yo, I really, really have to get back together. And it all comes back full circle. I spilled my truth. Seriously, I spilled my truth just now, and I might post this video straight up unedited just like that because I needed to really get all of that off my chest. I'm back home, VA. I'm a DMV girl. The V stand for Virginia, like Newport News all the way, and I rep that because it's my home. The more I go around, the more I realize, like, it's not that I'm thinking that I'm better than people. I'm knowing a majority of people are asleep. And I had to realize from a very young age, if you want to get to here, if you want to get to even here, you can't be here with them. And here is the unawakened. Majority of people are asleep. And once your eyes are opened, don't close them back. Once your eyes are opened, once you are awake, don't try to force yourself back into being in that sleeper agent state because one, there is no point. There's no fucking point. There's no point in that at all. And I realize this more and more as I go along that there is absolutely nothing I hate more than a motherfucker that quits at the drop of a fucking feather, at the drop of a dust bunny, at the drop of a dust mite, like this big, this big, at the drop of this. Somebody quit. The wind blow too hard. Oh no, I gotta go back It's too tough. Oh no, I can't. Please have mercy. No, babe, it don't work like that. And sometimes when I think this way, I feel that I am in the wrong. But the more I continue thinking this way, the more I realize like that is just my conditioning trying to humble me back to a small place. A small place that I've been left. Um, there's no need for me to go back to feeling down and low, down and out, because that small place, I'm not even on that level anymore. I started out here, and my only objective is to consistently be better than my here. I'm not going to start out here and strive to be here. You can't even see my hand no more. Where we at? Where we at? Be for real. I'm not going to strive for this and continue to be this. I'm not going to strive for this and continue to be this because my starting point was here. And little by little, bit by bit, I have clawed my way up higher and higher, and I will continue to claw my way up higher and higher through elevation, through this elevation, through this this raise of vibration, through this these levels of consciousness, through all. I won't I won't let that I won't let none of it touch me. I'm so serious when I say I won't let none of it touch me because I'm better than that. And for whoever needed to hear this message, you're better than that. Don't continuously allow this level of vibration to keep you at this level because you're better than that. We're better than that. If you are someone who is on your awakening journey, I tip my hat to you. Seriously, I tip my hat to you because this shit, I've been through a lot in my life. This is up there as one of the harder things. Confronting yourself, sure, it's easy to look at the problems that be, to look at the things around you and say, oh, this is my problem. This is my problem. Oh no, this is my problem. But to have to go to the mirror and to have to look at yourself, to look at a picture of you, to look at a video of you, to have to look at yourself in your eyes and say, oh, this wasn't my problem. This wasn't my problem. This was my problem. That's just tough, yo. That's just mad tough. It's hard as fuck to realize that you were the one standing in your own way every single time. The amount of times I found myself being the one standing in my own way, and the way it helped me literally lose opportunity like this, like this, like this, because I stood in my own way. I can't let it happen again. That's not me. Thank you for joining me on this journey. All ears that listen, all eyes that watch, all fingers that tapped in places that they felt drawn to. And right now I'm I'm tapping into the collective. I'm touching into the collective, and I'm reaching out to souls. I feel it, that cold electric feeling that I feel every time I tap into the collective. I'm watching, you're watching, we're watching. Continue to vibe high, continue to flow free, continue to be. But that's all anyone. Thank you. And I'll have my information in the description box. Like, comment, subscribe, join for the ride.